Hey everybody!
Hey everybody! Welcome to World Outside the Ring. Yeah, this is my first time being on your show.
Exactly. Welcome. So yeah, this is a special edition, World Outside the Ring. You know, we're kind of on hiatus with the Beantown Beatdown, so we wanted to update you guys with everything that's going on. So we're actually here enjoying the XFL, right?
Yep, watching the XFL game.
It's a tie game right now. Yeah. So that's one thing. What do you think of the XFL so far, Matt?
So far, it's a pretty impressive game. Competitive. We just got done filming Ringside with Matt and Gabe.
Yep.
On our Facebook channel where we talk about Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas, the upset of the year.
Indeed. The year of 1999. Yeah.
1990.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I was actually watching the game before you came, and it's pretty good. I'll give you more of my thoughts on the XFL later. So now we're gonna get into it. First.
So yeah, first thing is speaking of XFL, there's also the Super Bowl, and so that was I'm sure a lot of you fans tuned in. That was a huge thing across the country. This guy wasn't as interested because the Pats weren't involved, but
I just saw. J-Lo and Shakira, watched some porn, jacked off, and then I took a nap.
Here we go. but yeah, we're gonna talk about the halftime show as well. But yeah, so it was a pretty good game, and it also goes to show as Babe Ruth used to say, it ain't over till it's over. So
that's Yogi Berra, dumbass.
Yes, Yogi Berra. Anyway, he yes, it ain't over till it's over, and that's what was shown. Like my 49ers were ahead and were doing really well, and if only 2/3 of the game had been shown, people would be like, yep, 49ers ran away with it, but no, they didn't. The Chiefs came back, and they came back swinging, and yeah, so it was actually kind of an embarrassment how much the pendulum swung and how much.
Well, yeah, I think also because the Chiefs. Listen, the 49ers had a good year. Of course, cheers for that. Yeah, 49ers had a good year, but for the Chiefs, they were really the underdogs because they've never won a Super Bowl in their franchise history, and. It goes back to when Mike Ditka was when he was interviewed about the '85 Bears when they won their Super Bowl. He told his team, like, listen, we're the Grabowskis. We're blue collar. We take our hard hats to work, and our wives, they make the sandwiches. We're the Grabowskis. And that Super Bowl, the Chiefs were the Grabowskis, and the 49ers, they were the, with the wine and the cheese and the pride parades.
Here we go. Yeah. But, San Francisco hasn't been a down hometown, but it also has become a place that a place that's more better off, and so I can understand how they became a little more elitist, and it was time for the Chiefs to really to really have a victory and break their streak in their losing streak. So and they might have done good on that season, but they were, they hadn't done good overall, and so it was one of those things like Cubs fans, in the World Series years ago. It was like, finally, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, Chicago's a blue collar town. It's a it's a blue collar town. Hard hats, lunch buckets, and so is
I was about to say, I can imagine Kansas City ain't that different.
Well, yeah, exactly. Kansas City is definitely a blue collar town. hardworking guys, the ones who work on the farms in Kansas or are in Kansas City, who work the steel mills. I don't know if they have. I think they do have steel mills there, but being a city that's known for its football and also it's known for its for the blues. I mean, there's a lot of good jazz and blues musicians that come out of there. Charlie Parker being one of them.
Indeed.
And of course, we all know
another thing they have in common with Chicago, kind of.
Yeah. Also, of course, we all know that famous song. I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So it really just like the Cubs. It really was their time to shine, and
the Chiefs' time.
I said just like the Cubs before.
Okay.
Yes, it was the Chiefs' time to shine. See, I know that. It was. It really was, and so I do. So even though I'm from San Fran, and had been hoping for the Niners, I really do give the Chiefs credit. It was their time, and and go them. It's a huge moment in sports history.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, Jimmy G of the 49ers, had a good year. He's come a long way since his time in New England. I mean, I think he's going to be... I think he's still got some years left to be a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see come next year with the NFC. But Patrick Mahomes, great quarterback. He's a great football player. He's given us Pats some hard times during the regular season, and I think next season it's definitely going to be a challenge, because I mean the Chiefs are going to be the defending champions, and it's going to be interesting to see. It's easy to be the hunter, but it's harder being the prey.
Exactly.
So now the Chiefs, they're the prey.
Exactly. When once you win, another way to say it is once you win, you got the bullseye on your back. And rightfully so.
Yeah, and also Kansas City is known for their barbecue sauce too. I mean, they got some good barbecue. I got some Heinz barbecue sauce from Heinz there.
Yeah.
in the fridge. So. Yeah, too bad San Francisco isn't known for its barbecue.
No, definitely not.
Matter of fact, do they even have barbecue in San Francisco?
They do, yeah, but yeah, there's a reason something like rice-a-roni is much more of the San Francisco treat.
Oh yeah, rice. Oh yeah, I grew up eating rice-a-roni. Rice-a-roni's good.
I know, but yeah, it ain't no barbecue. Anyway, so that's what happened there with the Super Bowl. Good times. And yes, then the halftime show, Shakira and J-Lo, stole the house. I thought it was pretty fantastic. There was controversy about their costumes, but it's like, come on,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, geez, it's Super Bowl. It's Latina.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Yeah, plus they're in Miami too.
I know, Miami Street Festival, like.
Yeah, it has a huge Hispanic, community. So it's like, get a little spicy up in there.
Exactly. Someone said it was truly Latin pop night in America, and that's kind of what it was, for that halftime show.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, we were both we were both in high school when the Latin pop thing was kicking. Well, actually, in middle school, like it started kicking off like in 7th grade, 8th grade, and then later on in high school, you had the J-Los, the Mark Anthonys, the Ricky Martins, Shakira.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was trying to think of like what's one of the first things I remember. One of the first songs I remember is Bailamos, So.
Oh, and Ricky Iglesias.
Yes.
Almost forgot him.
Yep, indeed. That was one of the first ones. So that really kicked it off. Livin' La Vida Loca. After that, yeah. So yeah, you're right. That's pretty much where it came in, I would say it. I would say it's pretty much been at the top for a while, but it did have ups and downs, and so basically I think it was kind of in a valley, and now kick back up with Shakira and J-Lo.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've also had Pitbull, we've had another Latin artist, of course, Cardi B, you gotta put in there as well.
I was so surprised when they started singing "I Like It Like That." I was like, Mike and I were like, is Cardi B gonna come out?
Well,
But
you know, that's
no.
also a remix of an old song, you know.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, from the 90s, you know, I like it like that, I like it like that, I got soul, I got soul.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it does sound when you sing it, it does sound a little bit different because you know it's like it's slower at first, but then it's like I like it like that. Yeah. Exactly.
Also, just to give you an update on the game, it's the DC Defenders 25 and Seattle Dragons 19. Let's see
what's going on.
Goes it, and
it is out of there. Out on the first try.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, that was that, and you know, another good time, and I do applaud them. And yeah, you know, fuck off about the costumes. You know what I mean? So they're revealing. You know that like. There was Janet Jackson, the whole thing.
Yeah, plus J-Lo looks good at 50.
Oh, she totally does. That's what I was gonna say too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing her on Saturday Night Live, and she brought back the dress, and I was like, fuck.
Exactly. Yeah, no, she really looks great at 50, and she showed what she can do. She was on that pole, you know, and like whatever.
Well, hey,
I was about to say, for risk of making it sound like she was a stripper, she wasn't. She was very good.
Well, hey, anybody who saw Hustlers know that J-Lo can work the pole.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, she did it good. Shakira did it good. Her daughter, you know, amazed as well. J-Lo's daughter Effie, completely.
Yeah, I think she could. I think she might have a career in singing.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, great performance as well. And then, you know, moving on, there is also another entertainer that was in fact part of the Super Bowl and also had her moment at the Grammys.
Yeah.
So you probably
Demi
know who we're
Lovato.
talking about, Demi Lovato. Yes.
Yeah.
So she did a great rendition of the
Star Spangled
Banner. Thank you. And yeah, that was right after in the same dress and right after her breakout performance of anyone at the Grammys.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, DC Defender is about to score a touchdown, and they do.
Well, all right.
12 minutes into the game, that makes it
Defenders touchdown. Yeah.
31 to 19. Oh man, this game's over.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
This game.
They're in the fourth. Yeah.
Yeah, this game is totally over.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah,
So.
All right, but yeah. Anyway, back
to Demi Lovato. Yeah. I was drinking also earlier in the in ringside.
Exactly, we both were.
Yeah, but Demi Lovato, she really has come a long way.
A long way. Mm-hmm.
You know, since relapsing, and you know, and she is doing much better. And the thing is, you know, we've talked about this before. We talked about Demi Lovato. We even talked about it when she relapsed.
Yeah.
I think we did it on the. I think we did it on when we did the community access show, and also when we did it, we talked about it on a regular show. Is that, you know, we don't know what went on and stuff, and what people have to realize, you know, when you're an addict, you are an addict for life. It's not like, you know, after 20 years, it's like, oh, I can start snorting cocaine again, or I can have a drink again, or oh, I can light up, or I can have a smoke. It's like, no, you know, once you're an addict, you are an addict for life.
And so it's a tough road that even if you've been completely better, like, you know, and it's not part of your life, and like you said, 20 years later, you know, you still have to make effort to stay away, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, battling addiction is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and I can talk to that because I was an addict on energy drinks.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, I was addicted to energy drinks. I would drink up to sometimes I mean, three in a day, and
Right.
not
I
every
mean,
day, but like once
yeah,
a week.
Just to be clear, we are not equivocating. Like it's not the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Not the
I
same
quit.
thing as other drugs.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, well, it's caffeine. I mean,
Right, right.
but what happened was I would, I'd drink, and then I'd have three, and of course I quit for a while, and then and then I would have, and I got back into it slowly. But then what really straightened my ass out was hearing about the lady who on spring break who died. Drinking nothing but caffeine, drinking nothing but energy drinks, and that was my wake-up call. And then afterwards, I stopped, and of course for New Year's Eve 2018, I went back to it to have one last hurrah.
Right.
And after that, I officially stopped, and you know what? And then so far, for a year, I have not had an energy drink, and actually I was tempted. I when I went to a 7-Eleven. I saw, I saw like the flavors for one of the energy drinks. I forget. I think it was Monster or whatever. But they had like cotton candy and
yeah,
all that
it's
stuff.
just getting more and more dangerous. Basically,
yeah, because these are flavors that I haven't tried. I mean, that was the thing about. With energy drinks, I love the taste, and of course when you have Asperger's, you get addicted to the taste.
Yeah.
But then I realized I can't do that anymore for health reasons, so I stopped.
Yeah, exactly. But you always will be tempted, as you said. So anyway, that she was dealing with that, but much, much more, and yeah. Anyway, so she does this amazing song at the Grammys, and it's called "Anyone." Is there anyone there that can be with me, that can understand where I'm coming from and like see me through, And he says, I feel stupid when I sing, when I pray, because who's actually listening to me.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, she bared her soul, and we all have to pray and root for her.
Yeah.
And the thing is, but for Demi, for her part, she has to like keep going to, just keep going to, keep going to meetings. I don't know if she does go to meetings, but if she does go to meetings, keep going to meetings.
Right.
Keep good people around her. People who are going to tell the truth, not kiss her ass.
Exactly.
And,
I mean, that's kind of what, not to cut you off, but that's kind of what you need the most sometimes is someone who will really tell you the truth, really tell you what's actually up, to wake you out of it. Like, a good friend will not tell you that things are okay if they're not. Like that's the thing. Like some people will say it's better for the person to feel better, but it depends on the situation and it depends on what the truth is. And so a good friend will tell you, actually no, you're not okay, and this is what you have to do about it.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, even Selena Gomez praised her Grammy performance. I mean, they haven't really talked in a while. They're no longer friends, but hopefully maybe this will set in motion for them to be friends again, because at the end of the day, life is too short and stuff.
Yes.
And the thing is, with Demi, the most important thing is she has to take it one day at a time. I mean,
yes.
I mean, when you go to like Alcoholics Anonymous groups, or if you go to drug meetings or whatever, they tell you like the only way to survive it is to get through the day without a drink or a drug.
Right,
it's
exactly.
taking it one step at a time.
Yeah. And one day at a time is very important, because it's like you can get like bogged down, like, oh, how am I going to get through a week of this? How am I going to get through a month of this? How am I going to get through this year? And it's like and I can relate to that as well. I can relate to how am I going to get through a year? How am I going to get through a month? And especially when each day seems like so much longer now. When you're in it, each day seems like so much longer. So that's why you can't get bogged down. You can't think of your worries about the future, and that's what it means to take it one day at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Eddie Guerrero said it best when I saw the Eddie Guerrero DVD. He said, like, I have to live my life moment by moment. If I say I'm going to stop drinking forever, that's an impossible climb. You're practically setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
But if I say, I'm going to be sober for today, I can make it through.
Exactly, and then the next day you do it again.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how you have to do it. For any addict. Whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol, cigarettes, or caffeine. It's all about getting through the day.
Yes.
And of course, one more thing we're gonna talk about is the XFL. We all know that Vince McMahon, he failed the first time with the XFL, and I actually remember this. This was during my 8th grade year of high school, and I used to watch the games. My favorite team was the Outlaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Las Vegas Outlaws, because of the player. He had a nickname called "He Hate Me."
No.
Yeah, he would refer to himself as "He Hate Me." He'd be like, I remember one time in a promo he said, "He hate me because I'm going to run the ball. He hate me because I will score." And that was my favorite team. Of course, ratings went down eventually later on in the week, and people thought of it as poor man's XFL, and also because it was associated with
poor man's NFL.
Yeah, NFL. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it was also associated with the WWF, and people were saying like, and they had wrestlers come in, with for promos. You saw Austin, The Undertaker, and in fact, I remember one of the weeks was when The Rock came in, and it was for an LA game. He was like, the people in LA, we are tired of the NFL telling us what we want.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, do you think it'll be more successful this time?
Hopefully it will. And but the thing is, it's not associated with the WWE now. It's associated with Alpha Entertainment, which is Vince McMahon's other company. That means Vince McMahon doesn't have to answer to anyone except for the people who invest in the XFL. But for the most part, he can blow as much money as he wants on this.
Right. So yeah, hopefully we just get the ratings, get people to connect with it, and
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like, well, it's the NFL is a tough act to follow because we're going into the springtime. Yeah, we're still in winter, but it's going into the springtime.
Yeah,
and the NFL period is just a tough act to follow. There was another league, the American Association of Football or whatever it was called, and that got shut down after a year, and now we get another alternative, even though it's different teams and the rules are much different, and Vince McMahon says that he's going to try to listen to the audience more, but it still remains to be seen. So far this game has been pretty good. It's 31-19 right now, and there's going to be another game later on Fox, which I'm definitely going to be looking forward to.
Yeah.
But hopefully this will succeed and we can see it by next season, and hopefully we won't get another XFL joke like Homer Simpson. Remember that in that one?
Yes.
He obviously he's like, get ready for the new XFL season, and Marge goes, "Honey, the XFL isn't coming on." And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, I know. The last year's MVP, he's working at the grocery store."
Right, exactly. Well, yeah, it looks like it's set up for the long haul now. So let's see.
Well, we'll see.
Maybe
because
maybe let's see if it pulls through.
Yeah, because once again, this is. Of course, the XFL started in the first place back in the day because I heard Vince wanted to buy an NFL team and he couldn't buy it, so he decided to make his own league. And it's like I've said before to people talking about wrestling. Vince McMahon, he has a Walt Disney complex. In fact, he was actually quoted years ago in a wrestling magazine said that he is the Walt Disney of professional wrestling. That's why he did the WWE restaurant in Times Square.
Right.
He had his own record label for a while, which put out WWE theme songs, and WWE still puts out its theme songs on. Though they don't do albums anymore, but they put them out on Spotify and Pandora. And of course now he has WWE Films and WWE Network. He actually has a deal with Netflix.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
right. So we're gonna have to see how this all plays out. Really.
Yeah, it's that Walt Disney complex. I mean, like, I applaud him for it because it's like, he's an entrepreneur at the end of the day, just so like we are. I mean,
yeah.
Although I don't think we would invest in a league or a restaurant. I think. Well, I don't know. Would you like to invest in a restaurant, maybe? Or
we'll see. But yeah, I think we should focus on things that more relate to our entertainment. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe you could do like a gay porn production company, maybe.
Hey,
hot male teachers,
tasteful dancers. Yes. Anyway, let's leave it there. Then.
Yeah, let's leave it there. Comment. Let me know what you guys think.